Good evening. Hi, Concord, all the way from South Africa. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Um, Welcome to my live stream. 10 o'clock, Amsterdam Central European Time. Playing music for you, sharing whatever I can share in these difficult, challenging times. But again, I think we all need to stay positive. That's the main ingredient against being at home, being frustrated about these things, and also health-wise, positive is good for the immune system, etc., etc. So, if you are on Facebook and you like this live stream, please, you could do me a big favor by simply share this live stream to your friends and followers, whatever. Simply share. And if you're on YouTube or you have a YouTube channel or a YouTube account, please sign in to my YouTube channel, subscribe, lots of videos there. I'm uploading a lot these days, not only this live stream, but there's other stuff coming up and all collaborations and all of that. And of course, you can listen to my music on Spotify as well. And again, let me know if you have any requests. I'm doing a piano class on Monday, but not only piano related stuff in terms of piano theory and all of that, but also if you have like songs you would like me to prepare. I have prepared something, or not really prepared, I've printed out something which I will play later. There's also a request. And let me see if hi Bert. Wow, no, I don't know. Bert is asking if I know What I'll Do by Irving Berlin. No, I don't know this song. So that's something I'm going to look up. Joel from Argentina. Thanks for being here. Hi, Sandia. And Eric. He's here every night, all the way from Tbilisi in Georgia. So I'm not talking about Georgia in the United States, but the country Georgia in the Caucasian region between the Black and the Caspian Sea. Wonderful region. So much culture there in all those countries. It's amazing. And especially the singing culture in Georgia is something quite amazing. So hi Bert, thanks for tuning in. And Micheline, hey Micheline van Houten just tuned in. She is a wonderful, how do you say, chansonnière. We were supposed to play a concert 1 month ago, and like a couple hours before we were supposed to go on stage, it was announced, the lockdown was kind of announced, and we had to unfortunately cancel the concert two hours before. And she is a great interpreter of music by Brel, French, Flemish. She's a wonderful artist. But again, all the things which have been cancelled, I was actually supposed to travel to South Africa tomorrow. Last night I was supposed to play in Venice, a big concert in Italy, of course, all cancelled. But again, postponed. We're thinking postponing, although it's still going to take a while. So that's why I'll be here playing for you from my living room. So, hey, my half-sister, Ellen Siegel from Philly. Hi, darling, how are you? Hi, Frank. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, Bert. Yeah, I'll check it out, this Irving Berlin song. So, yeah. Okay, so before I'm going to play something else, I had the question kind of before, but I want to combine a question and a kind of a funny story, and this is about pianos. So, I mean, nowadays, fortunately, I'm in a situation, although you can still be surprised. I'm still surprised sometimes that I'm, usually playing venues with good pianos, whether it's good jazz clubs, can be concert halls, theaters, doesn't matter. I mean, the pianos are usually good, but not always. And how I deal with this is because, you know, the thing is, you cannot do, the only thing you sometimes can manage, if it's really out of tune, you can ask someone to maybe tune it at the last moment. That's also not always possible. But what do you do if it's really a bad instrument? Well, the first thing, there's nothing, I mean, so you cannot do anything in terms of changing the instrument. And that's why I also, although I love to do usually I place this keyboard or the smaller one on the piano, and then I have this, I can do all these pads and all of that. And I can also play like Fender Rhodes on this one. This is a really nice keyboard, the Roland. But what I do with the piano, I really have to feel every piano. Look, in the first place, every piano is different in the first place. So you always have to kind of adapt. But of course, sometimes it can be love at first sight. You know, you play and you go like, oh, you know. And like Yamaha, talk a bit about brands. What I love about Yamaha, that they're quite stable. Whether you have a Yamaha in Indonesia or one in Bolivia, you know, when it's a Yamaha, it's 89% of the time, it's at least you know how it's going to feel, unless it's really a mess. But usually it's fine. You know already this kind of that's kind of stable. With Steinways, Beutsnors, all these other beautiful brands, they're amazing instruments, but it can be also a disaster sometimes. Of course, a lot depends on maintenance, but still, it can be challenging. And what I do every time, I just check the piano and I check the room, the hall, wherever I play, the venue, and I kind of adapt accordingly. So if I sometimes, you know, if a piano plays really like comfortable, I'll decide to play more fast stuff. But if I'm suffering because the action is not giving me anything back, then I might play slower stuff or more ballads or whatever. But I always adapt. I really, every time I have to deal with this because of all the experience which I gained over 30 years of playing. I'm pretty fast in adapting, and I know like, okay, this is how it's going to be. And then I also know, even with harmonies, you know, with chords, sometimes when the overtones are not ringing, I might choose other harmonies, but that's something I do on the spot, other voicings, because the overtones make a huge difference, things like that. So yeah, it's a question of adapting and sometimes accepting. It's just what it is. Cannot do anything, so make the best out of it. And again, you know, the audience, whoever listens to you, I don't like this expression in general, like it's not your problem, with that it's not their problem, but it is kind of true, because you know they're out there to listen to you, and it's not their problem that you have to do with a bad instrument or bad sound or whatever. And a funny story with this is something which happened many years ago. When I started, I had like gigs I had a gig in a small jazz club somewhere here in Holland. I don't even remember the village. And I was still kind of green there, in a way. And the word green is going to be funny in this story, because, and I wanted to know what kind of piano there was. So I called them. I dialed with the phone, and this lady answers the phone. And I said, yeah, my name is Mike, and I'm going to be playing at your jazz club. What kind of piano do you have? And like she puts down the phone, and you hear these footsteps, like slow. And then she comes back, and she picks up the phone and she goes, "It's green." So that's how things started. So I paid my dues, and still, again, things like this can happen. This is like a funny story. Sometimes people deadly serious. Yeah, it was tuned 1 year ago. That's another one. So there are a lot of crazy piano stories there. Yeah. Okay. So this is one of my stories. let me um, let me check the chats here because people are writing a lot. Um, um, Once upon a time in the West. Yeah, John, that's a nice song. I recorded this like 12 years ago, and to be honest, I have to fresh it up a little bit. But this is something. Yeah, this is it's a beautiful song by Morricone. I'm going to prepare this, promised. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence by Sakamoto. Ah, yeah, that's also beautiful. I've never played that, but I can look into this as well. So I'm going to do this. Actually, my friend Jeroen van Veen, who is one of my best friends and an incredible pianist. We also have a duo together, both with minimal music and canto ostinato and all kinds of projects. He recently recorded an album with the music of Sakamoto, and he plays a beautiful version of Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. So look out for Jeroen van Veen, for the native English speakers. All right. Elizabeth. Elizabeth, the wonderful pianist from Brazil. She lives, you're based in Rotterdam, right? Or are you in Brazil? Where are you, Elizabeth? She's a fantastic musician, pianist. You want me to play Jobim? Okay, okay, yeah, let me do that. I had another piece in mind. You know what I'll play for you, Elizabeth, because I'm honored that you're online. Yeah, Rotterdam, right? I'll play Olha Maria. That's a nice one to do. Okay. Oh, let me switch off the microphone. I played this song before in one of the first streams, but that's like already more than a month ago. It was Olha Maria by Antonio Carlos Jobim. Um, you know, Jobim to me, but and I think many people will agree, um, is the Johann Sebastian Bach of Brazilian music. What this man composed, it's so incredible. And in one of the previous streams, I also recommended a couple of albums, like the one Urubu. In my opinion, a little bit quite an underrated album. Um, but this man wrote so much incredible music, and I still have the idea at some point to record an album with the unknown songs of Jobim, because um, outside of Brazil, but I think even in Brazil, maybe Elizabeth can can comment on this. Um, I think even in Brazil, from what I've experienced there, is of course everybody knows the girl from Ipanema, the One Note Samba, all these amazing songs. But this man wrote so many songs which are fairly unknown, especially outside Brazil, and one song is more beautiful than the other. All these songs have their own path, their own harmony, their own camino, their own way. It's Jobim is an amazing world of music. So I don't know, Elisabeth, if all these unknown Jobim songs are I mean, the songs which are unknown here, if they're also unknown in Brazil, let me know. Anyway, thanks for the, yeah, yeah, yeah. Elizabeth is writing true. He has a vast repertory to be recorded in so many ways. Yes, exactly. That's what I think too. So much to explore. Actually, what's really nice for those of you who play Brazilian music, if you're interested in Brazilian music, there is a site, jobim.org, which is like by, I don't know, created by Jobim Foundation, and you can download all the sheet music totally free. This is a really great thing. So it's jobim.org. Really check it out. Okay, so let's see what other comments I'm seeing here. There's this fly bothering me, but okay. At least it means the summer is on its way. Okay. Yeah. Yes, that's true. O Grande Amor. Yeah. Ah, yeah, Toninho Horta. Also, yeah, that's a good one. Eric, thank you. That's that's an amazing Brazilian musician too. I'm going to play a song. I'll share a track from Toninho Horta. This is really also an amazing singer, composer, guitarist from I think from Belo Horizonte, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, yeah. That's some. Yeah, yeah. You guys give me a lot of inspiration to share more music with you this week. I will do that. I will do that. So, yeah, now I just played a slow song. Okay, let me play something faster first, and then see if there is time for a slow song, which was also a request which I had prepared. So what I have here, I'm going to do something totally different in terms of sound. Can you hear? Let me know if there's anything technically not right, because like I said before, I'm testing all the time, but you never know how it comes across when you're watching this now on Facebook or on YouTube or on Instagram. So, but I think it's pretty okay. So, what I have here, this is another app I love to play with. This app is entitled Drum Genius. I think the logo is quite horrible. It's like a green skull, which I totally don't understand. That's the only thing I don't understand. I mean, it looks like it's some like violent game, but it's not. So Drum Genius is an app where they sampled loops Well, they no, they took like the greatest drummers on earth, Steve Gadd, Jack DeJohnette, Ed Thigpen, you name it, all styles, all kinds of music, and also like odd meter stuff from Bulgaria, from great percussionists, and they cut these in loops. But then the great thing about it is that you're actually playing with drummers from on this level. Of course, it's a loop; it keeps repeating. But of course, the feel and the swing, it's so good, and they're really well cut. You can change the tempo and all of that. So there are no bass parts with Drum Genius, but in terms of loops and grooves and rhythms, it's amazing. It's not free, but I mean, you get a couple of loops for free. But for those of you who really want to practice with great rhythm, great percussion, whatever, it's really worth the investment because it's a fantastic app. And again, you know, nowadays everybody at home, not your friends to play with. It's good to look for alternatives in terms of playing by yourself. So I already talked about backing tracks. This YouTube channel, which is really good, and this is Drum Genius. So let me play something, and maybe I shouldn't say anything and just play. Agus, hi, good to see you. Thank you for sending me this beautiful recording. I just played Olia Maria. I don't know if you were there before, but Agus is a wonderful singer from Argentina. So again, it's so nice that so many people from all over the world are kind of this whole community here, which I see popping up on my laptop. Really makes me really happy. All right, so let me fool around. Okay, yes, let me fool around a little bit with Drum Genius here and the song. Switch off the microphone. This was, oops, can you hear me? Let me check. Yeah, you should be able to hear me. This was my version of All Blues. Oh, that's why. So this is really nice about apps and being on internet. While I was playing this loop, this app is asking if I wanted to update it. And this was the rhythm. So I'm gonna ask you, small test, what rhythm is this? But of course, there are a lot of musicians online. Anyone? For those who, it's a 7/4, 7/8, 7/4, and so that was one. This is, I'm talking again about this Drum Genius app, and then the other. Here's another one, played by Victor Lewis. Really, some great grooves there. And here, for instance, okay, this is a nice example. So Sonny Rollins, who has this iconic recording, St. Thomas. And then on the recording were Max Roach, the drummer he played with for many years. So this is Max Roach original track on St. Thomas, and then they used it in Drum Genius. So... yeah, really cool app. And I'm not selling here, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm just trying to encourage those of you who are playing music or sing, whatever you do. If you want to have a really great drum app, then I think this is the one. It's worth it. So let me see who is here. Oh, it's already 11:15. My goodness, time flies. So Henk Jan, nice to see you here. Henk Jan is wonderful person. He has now he runs which is so he lived in Bolivia for many years in South America, and he moved back to Holland and here into the Netherlands, and he is running a museum, a chocolate museum, a cacao museum. I'm afraid it's closed now for the time being, of course. Really worth checking it. And in the past, he's also a big music lover. He used to organize quite some concerts in Bolivia. So nice to see you here. Thank you, Dirk. Thanks for your compliments. Dirk van der Wal, wonderful musician from Amsterdam. I haven't seen you in a long time. I hope all is well. So, yeah. Yeah, some people are already talking about this cat sound. So this is the sound. And again, like what I really love about it is, you can really play like. Etc. etc. So it's really nice when you play like, and I have, I wouldn't be surprised if this amazing arranger, what's his name, Mark, is it Gimbal? This is the guy who does all the arrangements for the vocal group Take 6. I wouldn't be surprised if he, if he would be inspired by this sound, because it gives a very realistic, impression of how it's going to sound. And then, of course, if you play rhythmical music, have this, but then if you hit it hard, so you can. So, yeah, it's a cool song. You have to practice it a little bit because it's very touch sensitive. But if you have a Roland, this is the one to have a lot of fun with. Okay. Hey, Robert. My colleague, my very respected colleague, Robert Vermeulen. He lives 3 kilometers from here, but we cannot see each other. Thanks, Robert. Thanks for tuning in. Wow, so many people watching here. And Henk Jan is writing me that the Cacao Museum, apparently it's open here in Amsterdam. Okay, probably with measurements, with social distance or all of that. And yeah, so yeah, okay. Well, you know, I kind of promised to play the request, but then I changed my mind also because I wanted to play Jobim song for the great Elisabeth. She was online here, Elisabeth Fadel. So I promise you tomorrow I'm going to play around midnight. I've never, this like with Misty a couple days ago, I've never played it in trio or solo, only like accompanying other people. And this is a little bit idea I had, what inspired me, the Chicoria, he was online for many weeks. I think he'll be back soon. And on his Facebook channel, playing all this incredible music for an hour. But he just took a song and he just put it in front of, in front of me, and he started practicing it, explaining what he was practicing, also making mistakes, and and we're all human beings. Chicoria too, no matter how incredible he is, and then he explains about what could be better, and really amazing. And I've decided to do this too, also to challenge myself a little bit, to take songs and just play them on the spot. So promise tomorrow, because I wanna close at some point. I need to close. Also, the live stream software I have doesn't allow me to stream longer than an hour, but I think it's enough. So again, before I close tomorrow, I'll play this one around midnight. Promised. Again, if you like this live stream, please share it. You can easily share this on your Facebook, share or video party, whatever you want, so other people can enjoy it as well. I would really appreciate this. Follow me on my YouTube channel. You can listen to my albums on Spotify. So I'm all over the place on the internet. Let me finally check the final chats because there's still people writing. Yeah. So thanks again, everybody, for being here. Stay safe, stay healthy. Love you all. And hopefully see you tomorrow, 10 p.m. Amsterdam Central European Time. All my love. Thank you. Good night.